There we go.
Yeah, we're live.
I was like, there is a weird shade under my eye. I didn't like it. I looked like Emperor Palpatine trying to tell you something evil.
I dig it. Do it, Skywalker.
Yeah, right.
All right, so we finally decided to come up with a bit of a name of the segment for while we're filling for time, getting you all into the live show, letting you all hop into the Pink Seats party deck. And we're going to call it the 2-minute warning. Before we dive into that, you're going to see us awkwardly like glancing away at computer screens and starting to get things plugged. So we're going to get the word spread out. If you're watching us on Twitter, hit that retweet button. Go ahead, blow us out. Get us out to all your other Cards fans so you all can hop into the first. And then if you want to join the chat, head on over to the YouTube channel. It's right there. Head on over, hit that subscribe button, and then hop into the chat, a.k.a. the Pink Seats Party deck. Vince, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Bye week was nice, relaxed, feel refreshed. Was kind of bored not having any Louisville football to watch this weekend, but definitely was entertained at what was going around in college football. But not bad. How about yourself, Keith?
You know, pretty chill weekend as well. Watched a whole lot of football. Had one of my buddies do a sick job of making me jealous. He is on vacation. He's gone to Paris and Rome for the next couple of weekends. So went over to his place for a little bit. Cat sat for him. But now just watched a whole bunch of college football on Saturday. It was great.
Put yourself through the usual suffering that we do on Sundays that we like to call the NFL.
Haven't watched a minute of it. Haven't watched a minute. And my mental health is so much better for it.
So much better.
That said, I still tune in for the content on Mondays because there are a couple like Miami local talk shows and like local YouTube shows that I watch. Oh, it's bad. And then I did see the clip before they play on Thursday night, which you all can be sickos and watch Miami against Buffalo. I'm going to be locked into Charlotte against Rice.
That's just terrifying.
Tua just talking about, oh my God, Josh Allen, man, that guy. He was talking about Josh Allen the way Chris Collinsworth talks about Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's weird to see another NFL quarterback like outwardly glazing another quarterback like that. That was definitely pretty weird.
Yeah, man. Sorry. Getting the last little bit for socials up, and then we can official dive into
we need a
2-minute warning. I'm sure there's some little audio.
Like the hour before kickoff or whatever, or whenever they do the horn, 2 hours before kickoff.
Oh,
whatever.
The train horn, the stop tailgating and get into the dang stadium.
Yeah, that's what we need.
We just need that clip of that guy.
That
guy. Or I can just do my best impression. But
you're
so
pretty
2-minute.
close.
Yeah, 2-minute warning. So this is just a quick little short segment talking about the biggest stories around college football before we officially dive into the real episode. Joining us for the live show, you get a sneak peek at how the sausage is made, and you get a little peek behind the curtain. It'll be our little secret. So with that, Brent Pry, Deshaun Foster, talked about it on the pod, talked about it on ESPN, talked about it on Rutherford's show. I didn't think Brent Pry was going to make it to our game. Man, didn't even make it out of September. Him and Deshaun Foster both told to hit the bricks before the end of September.
Man, you got to be doing a really bad job to be getting fired this early into the college football season. It is that takes a special kind of bad, in my opinion, Keith. I mean, you always have to try to be bad. It's like, what are you doing during the week?
They don't. And look, I'm going to give them the benefit, like, neither one of their programs is really giving them the biggest amount of resources. But you're a head coach at a P4 program with P4 money. You can't go out there and just get dragged like Virginia Tech did by Old Dominion and by New Mexico like UCLA did, which wouldn't be shocked if UCLA tried to steal Eck from New Mexico. That'd be a good hire. We can do a little bit of coach speculation talk. We had a little back and forth on the timeline this morning.
Definitely. That was fun.
Because Louisville or former
Blank.
card
Well,
Will Stein.
let's be real here. Blank's probably sitting there like, why the fuck can't these guys just text each other? Like,
But yeah, Will Stein not initially on the Virginia Tech shortlist. I said it was more along the lines of Will Stein telling their camp, "Thanks, no thanks. I'm cool here until something better opens up." Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if he was talking to UCLA. He's already out in Oregon, but it's only a
I
short
mean,
trip down to LA. But
like I said on social media, Keith, you gotta put it on there, because like if you don't put it on there, how are you ever gonna know if the cute girl wants to text you back? That's all Will Stein is from Virginia Tech. It's the cute girl that's probably not gonna reply, but if you shoot, you never know. Worst that's gonna happen is he says no.
see, you're the type of guy who says, "Oh, the worst she can say is no," and then it's a reply, "Ew," screenshot, posted to social media, goes viral.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know. Will Stein's definitely going to be the name. Will Stein, John Summerall. Those are going to be the two names that are floated around for just about any job opening at the P5 level that happens.
Yeah, I know they had floated around. I think it's Pat Fitzgerald, who was dismissed from Northwestern, had
What's his name from
litigation going
Wake?
on. Dave Clawson. God,
Dave
no,
Clawson. I saw
let
his
him
name
stay
there.
dead. Let him stay gone, man.
Jeez.
We don't need that slow mesh back.
Yeah, D coordinators around the country are just like, God, no.
Another bit of a big story. Actually, locally, Stan Kwan, Coach Brom talked about in his presser. He's likely out for the year. That sucks. Schematically, we'll talk a little bit more about it when we're actually in the preview portion of the podcast about what that actually means for us. But yeah, that sucks. That's about all I got.
Yeah, you can't add much more to it besides it sucks, and it's just next man up. I mean, this is I guess it's gonna be about whoever these guys trust the most, whether it's Capers or somebody else stepping into that role. It should be interesting to figure out this week against Bowling Green who's going to be that guy. I doubt we'll get a for sure. This is going to be the guy the rest of the year, but I bet we'll get a pretty good indication.
Yeah. So with that, let's go ahead and officially kick off the start of the pod. We might as well while we're in here. So
Yeah.
hello and welcome to From the Pink Seats podcast, live here on the State of Louisville Podcast Network, the internet's only podcast dedicated exclusively to the University of Louisville football program. If you haven't already, hop on over to that YouTube. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. We're climbing, we're growing, we're shooting for the moon. And when you hop over to the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. When we have live shows like this, we've been doing them for football. We've been doing them for Starting 502. The plan is to do them for Third and Central as well come baseball season. You can hop in to at least during the football. I'm not going to give the rights to the 2-year-old's name to the basketball show or to the baseball show. They can come up with their own thing. While you're here on From the Pink Seats Live, this chat is the Pink Seats party deck. You can hop in, have your voices heard. We check in through the chat. And go ahead. Give us some chats during out the course of the show. We'll prompt you all for some call and response ordeals. And if you offer up some insight that we like during the episode, we can feature that and talk about it as well. Other places you can find
a good spot for guys to discuss that name, Keith, is the 1912 Society.
Oh, look at that!
Discuss these names. Bam! Look at that. I can
Look
lead
at that.
Lead into stuff sometimes.
Yeah,
I can't read. I can't read though. Let's not act like I'm going to sit over here and read the ad.
So the 1912 Society, and this isn't so much of an ad, just as like a personal call to hop in there, man. It's been a lot of fun the couple of weeks we've had it up and going. We just wrapped up another ticket giveaway today. We gave away 2 tickets for the James Madison game. We just did a giveaway for some Bowling Green tickets as well. It's more than just giveaways though. It's like someone took your favorite message board and popped it on an easy site where it's super neat, super organized. There's tabs for general conversation. There's tabs for gambling. The guys were making some money in the gambling tab this weekend. They were cooking up some outrageous parlays, and it was like hit after hit after hit. And I'm just like, what are you guys doing? We've got football boards. We've got baseball, basketball, the non-revenue sports, the revenue sports. We've got women's basketball. We got the volleyball board that I was crashing out on after the Texas game and flexing in after the Creighton matchup. a very fun spot. And the best way I can describe it, it's like an internet forum made by Cards fans for Cards fans over on Discord, so you can have it on your phone without having to like full blown log into a computer. It's super easy, user interface friendly, and it's free. Best part. So hop in there. We're doing giveaways pretty regularly in there too. And also, it's just a fun place to chat and get to meet other Cards fans. We've saw people talking about a dude who he's got a Louisville Cardinal neck tattoo. And there was like, he was just telling the story behind that in the general tab one week. It's a fun spot.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, if you're watching us on Twitter, be sure to hit that follow button while you're here. Follow at the State of Lou, follow at Pink Seats Pod. And yeah, audience, if you have any questions about the show coming up, go ahead and fire them in here. We already got one person in here getting excited. Not a question, but it's something to get excited about. We're getting the Nate Dogg back. That's super exciting. We'll talk a little bit more about that coming into the show. So again, if you want to get more chats featured, popped up, hop on over to the YouTube, get signed in, and jump into the Pink Seats Party deck. So a little bit of a tweak to the Around the ACC segment last year because my heart started getting palpitations. That's not true from the energy and the energy drinks that was required when I was doing the 60 seconds. So we've been doing it a bit more conversation based over the course. And we want to give you all a chance to hop in and chime in, talk mess about the ACC foes as well. And chat, are we cooked? Like the ACC as a league, we had a pretty decent week one, and man, it's been all downhill from there in the non-con, man. There's been very
Clemson
little.
Not doing us any favors for sure. Miami is doing all the favors, and Florida State doing some favors, that's for sure.
Notre Dame not getting a single win and yet still staying in the top 25.
That's what is
these
it,
ACC teams? These ACC teams, man. Some of them are struggling. I mean, even us.
And we're about to hit the point, Keith, where we are playing just nothing but each other, and we already know what the national media thinks about our conference as a whole. So
that sort of leads into the question I had. Do you think we can salvage our image at all at this point, or are we just cooked for the year?
So I could definitely, let's see, where are we sitting at? An undefeated Florida State, right? And then a one-loss Clemson in conference, right?
Yep.
In conference.
Two loss. One loss in conference play. Yeah.
So here's the world that I am seeing at the same time. I'm seeing Florida State win out, run the table. Louisville, say we go all the way undefeated, and then Clemson beats us that game. Now, we lose the head-to-head to Clemson. Clemson only has one loss in the ACC. They're likely going to the ACC championship. They beat Florida State. Clemson gets in the playoffs. Clemson and Florida State. That's how they get Clemson in the playoffs. I'm telling you right now. That's how it's going to happen.
So you think that they're going to reverse engineer? I mean, you think Clemson's a big enough brand that they're going to reverse engineer a way to get them into the playoffs?
Well, I mean, that's the biggest national ACC brand that, there is apparently. So
the Knowles? I would argue the Canes.
Yeah, I mean, the Canes aren't that big.
Clemson didn't get a Netflix documentary.
That is true. That is true. I don't know. It's a weird time in our conference. We're not doing well.
Are
we cooked? Are we cooked, Keith? What is your opinion?
I don't know. I do want to take some shots at some teams that aren't carrying their weight, like Miami. You're cool. If anything, you need to chill, Miami. If you can you're at an 11 right now, Miami. Let's dial that back to actually stay at an 11 for this week. You got Florida. Then let's dial that back to a 6 or a 7 for conference play. That'd be sick. And then if you could have the Cristobal game when we come to town, also would be sick. But Miami,
were you expecting Duke to hold their weight for you, Keith?
I was expecting. So I wasn't necessarily expecting them to beat Illinois. I think Illinois is a really good team. They brought back a lot on that roster. I don't know if they're national title contenders, but they could be that third or fourth Big Ten team that makes the playoffs this year. But then they go and they lose to Tulane after taking their quarterback. Now, Now, John Summerall, he's running a hell of a program at Tulane, so I'm not going to make it sound like it's not like they went down to the middle of nowhere and lost to Ass State. Like, Tulane's a good
Right.
team, but that's still a bad look for the league, man. That was a tough one.
Yeah, it'll be even worse for the SEC if Tulane ends up beating Ole Miss this week.
Which is very, very possible.
That's a real world for sure. Yeah.
And now I'm curious about that. If Tulane gets a win against Duke, gets a big win against Ole Miss, that's going to be a fun race for the G5 playoff spot if they can get those 2 wins to, especially if Florida starts to like stagger and fall off a little bit. Does that give Tulane enough to catch back up and to jump past USF? Like that'll be a fun one. Now they're both in the American, so at this point it seems like the American champion is going to be the G6 contender, but that's definitely a fun race to watch.
What else we got?
SMU.
PCU. Yeah.
SMU blew a game against Baylor. Like they were up 14 with I think like 5 minutes left and just completely crumbled, ended up losing in overtime at home to a Baylor team that I think still lucky to have Dave Aranda as a head coach. Like he was committing some fireable offenses last year. So SMU, man, like now granted, I didn't think they were all that in a bag of chips coming into the year, but I thought you were better than that. Getting a win against TCU, who's shown themselves to be more apt of a team this year, I think is fair to say. Now,
that's the correct word.
I don't know if it, like, I'm hesitant to really say TCU's good because, like, their marquee win is beating the hell out of Bill Belichick's North Carolina squad, which...
They're not bad. That's the territory I think you would have them. I think if good was here, they would be here.
Yeah, not great, not elite.
Definitely not great, definitely not elite. If good is here,
I think they're
right
at good. I think they'd qualify as a good team, but I think
that's
SMU is a good team as well. And this is one for bragging rights for a while because this is the last one they have a scheduling agreement for. So,
yeah, what SMU, is this, Keith? You said the battle for the
frying pan. Yeah,
that is a rivalry only you would know because I didn't.
Trust me, no, it is not. That is a Texas ass rivalry.
Well, obviously, in Texas, they know about it, but my ass here in Louisville, Kentucky, did not know it was called Battle for the Frying Pan.
Yeah,
I think it's a lot cooler now that it is.
Yeah, so it might be Battle for the Cast Iron Skillet. Actually, I'll have to look it up.
That's even better. That would be way cooler if it was Battle for the Cast Iron Skillet.
Now it's going to bug me. I believe it's for...
Oh, gosh. Jamie. This is where Jamie's supposed to come into play. We need a
Jamie. Yeah, it is Battle for the Cast Iron Skillet. So pardon me, not the frying pan, Cast Iron Skillet. Even better.
Nice. Yes, that's perfect. That is perfect.
All right. So next, we talked about them a little bit earlier. North Carolina. Are they really... that ass? They came back. They got a win against Charlotte, and I think they picked up another win against a bozo team last weekend. Now they're going down to UCF. They're heading to the bounce house, playing Scott Frost. Can North Carolina get a win against a P4 team?
I'm not that confident that they can. I mean, they're just not a very good football team right now. I'm not sure. I mean, if they will be this year, I don't know if Bill Belichick is the coach that can really, how do I put this? If guys are losing and down in a college atmosphere, Bill Belichick doesn't strike me as the guy to put positivity and I want to play behind you and the players. He seems more like the demeaning type and going to cuss you out and definitely make sure you know about every and any little mistakes.
So I'm curious about this one solely because of how poor UCF played week 1. They played Jacksonville State, won 17-10, fought for their lives against Jack State. Then last week, the weekend before, came out, bullied North Carolina A&T, and then they had a bye week. So they're sitting on a 68-7 win against an FCS team, against a bad FCS team.
Yeah.
Where, you got your teeth kicked in by TCU to start the season if you're North Carolina, but you came back, you won by a couple scores against Charlotte, not great, and then you beat Richmond 41-6. So, significant step up in competition against arguably one of the worst teams in the Big 12 if I had to guess right now. Who knows with the Big 12? Like, you say one team's bad and they win the conference championship. We saw that last year.
Yeah, right,
So,
right.
uh,
It should be
I,
interesting. I'm gonna tune in to watch that for
yeah.
sure. Whether
Yeah, the only other non-con games that I saw for the ACC, Georgia Tech's got Temple, and Cal has San Diego State. Georgia Tech shouldn't have any issue with the Owls. The Owls are one of the programs I think that are looking about jumping back down to FCS. And then San Diego State, I love their head coach, Sean Lewis. I could see that one being a sort of scary vibe, similar to like us against James Madison, where they
right.
throw everything in the kitchen sink at Cal. But Cal's looking like a team that might mess around and be a contender out of the ACC this year. Like, Kiawe Sagapolu-Tele is the real deal, dude. You got to get eyes on him. You got to get eyes on him once.
I'm
That
not
kid
staying
throws
up
a
that
hell of
late.
a ball.
I'm not staying up that late to watch them play football. No.
All right. And now, let's go ahead and dive in to what you all are here for, the Bowling Green Falcons preview. And we got a little treat today. We're going to head on over to the fashion corner first. We got the uniform reveal. White bottoms, red tops, red helmets, but with the default logo instead of the Heisman Louis. Vince, what are your thoughts?
Do you have the image to pull up, Keith? Can you show our viewers? Are you able to get that image up?
I might be able to pull it up while you're talking real quick. So
I like them. Shoot me. All right. I see what everybody said. I like them. All right. I like them. I like them way more than the Heisman bird. I'm not the biggest fan of the Heisman bird being used on the helmet. Just doesn't really look the best for whatever reason to me. I enjoy the white outline, making the bird logo pop. It looks like the helmet matches the uniforms a whole lot better. I'm a sucker for the cherry red. The chrome reds were my favorite that we wore against Florida State, but these are nice. I like these. You can definitely see the bird a lot better. Well, now what are you gonna gripe about, old man? Let's hear your old man take. Look, oh come on.
So
Well, I like my white helmet, red face mask with 3 stripes down the middle. That is all I like.
I mean, you got me pegged, man. It's exactly now. Like, is it weird of me to say that I like this more than I like the Chrome Dome?
No, because
So
like the Chrome Dome is 100% does not match your uniform.
there we
Chrome
go.
Dome does not match your uniform at all.
Yeah,
These look
so
great. They're so clean.
I wish the white outline on the bird was maybe a bit more bold because you really
Right.
don't see it like that until they zoom in. And I also think because Miller Moss wears the same type of helmet as Clev. So you see how like the top, well, it doesn't when I
The
zoom
new
in, but
Revo, that new one. I
yeah,
can't remember what it's
you
called.
see how like the top of the bird sort of like almost looks like it's peeling off the helmet, like it's not attached to anything, like the crest of the bird
Right.
head. It
Right.
throws me off that logo on that style helmet, but I don't hate it. I think it's hard to make a red helmet look good. I don't think it's revolutionary. Holy smokes, this is the
I
greatest thing
love
ever.
I love the reverse when we do red helmet, white face mask. I love that. I just think that makes it pop a lot more. Obviously, we usually do red face mask, white helmets. The reverse of that is kind of cool in ways.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind a white face mask on this, but I like it. I
yeah.
think the
It's
younger
sort
kids are going to like it too. Any recruits or anybody that's there.
yeah. So I think it matches the uniform better. And I think that's something we struggled with last year. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing this now so we can get our faces back. I think it matches the uniforms better, which is something that a couple of the designs last year didn't really do. Like the script logo looked completely out of place, didn't match our uniform for it. And I assume that we're maybe taking a similar approach to like Middle Tennessee is, where we're sort of minimizing the uniform variances we have this year to save that money to allocate for players, which I'm more than cool with. We got a primary, a secondary, and then a alternate jersey, the black jersey, which I think I have one small critique of that one, but that one looks really good. All in all, like if you're gonna mess around with the helmets, you could do plenty worse than this. Does Heisman Louis pop more? Probably, but it's fine. C
I mean,
plus, B
it's just
minus.
like the Heisman Bird is the most alternate of alternate logos for us, in my opinion, because we've only had one Heisman Trophy winner. That's not like our. I get it's a good logo for football, but just like the golf and the dunking bird and the baseball bird swinging a bat and whatever bird you want to add doing athletic activity, but
I was gonna
it's
say
just
all
an
of our like,
alternate.
I love our alternate bird logos. Like
Yeah,
we do.
they look great on 3/4 zips, sweatshirts, polos, hats, but not a football helmet.
Okay, okay. How about the field?
I'm not the biggest fan of that.
Oh man, we're getting the Vince LaCoco hot takes. This
Yeah,
is
I
what we got to
know. I'm
do.
kind of. I know. I like. I don't know. I just like the. I like the bird in the middle. I like simple things when it comes to stuff like that. And like you said, Keith, you can throw variants in there.
Yeah, Vince LaCoco, simple man.
I'm a simple man.
All
Bologna
right.
sandwiches and cardinal birds that aren't doing physical activities.
Just he's just like me for real. So, one of the big splash things from the Bowling Green offseason as we sort of transition into previewing the Falcons, Eddie George named the head coach. Now their coach left to, I believe, be a position coach or a coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles late in the offseason cycle. So I think Bowling Green did a fantastic job being able to pull Eddie George just out of thin air to get him at that program. So he's trying to make a name for himself. We've only got a chance to see a couple of games from him as a head coach. What are some things you expect to see from him?
I am expecting not a lot of trick plays, but definitely, I know I saw, but definitely a handful of trick plays up his sleeve. Stepping up in competition, you usually see things like that. For instance, they ran Bowling Green ran a play where they had a fly motion that came back behind the running back with the inside receiver,
We've got
and they
those
ended up
goodies
using.
ready. Sorry, I didn't want to cut
Well,
you
I
off.
didn't have that. No, I didn't have this
Okay.
play on there. This was just a
Okay.
play I have written down about. They had the receiver running a fly motion behind the running back, and they ended up using that fly motion as a lead blocker to throw to the running back down that same sideline. And I can 100% see them doing the same. Oh, he's going to do the fly, but Louisville only prepped for them. With the running back catching it to go upfield, especially since we got hit on that trick play pass against JMU. I could definitely see them doing something along those lines. Obviously, their run game is something to look at. I love their running back that they have.
They've got a
I
couple
can't
nice
remember.
ones. They've
I can't
got
remember his name, but
we got a Petaway, not related to
right.
James Madison's Petaway. He's a really good kid, and then we'll talk more in depth about him here in a little bit. But him and Kadarius Roberts, both two really good running backs.
Right. And I just expect them to have a really balanced game plan, honestly. They're going to have to stick to what they know. And I mean, stick to what they know and also get outside of the box in some ways. And when I say that, I'm talking more about the trick plays. What all wrinkles can you put into your normal game plan that you already have going? So,
See, I actually think of it like when you're talking about getting outside the box, and it's something we saw them do a lot against Cincinnati, like getting outside the tackle box, trying to get the ball outside of the tackles in space and make the D backs be the ones to make the plays. Uh,
right.
this isn't a simple playbook, and this is a team that is capable of actually passing the ball. Watching them play against Cincinnati, like Cincinnati is no slouch in the trenches, and they held their own. It's not like Cincinnati came in there and just completely bullied Bowling Green. They were able to get the ball, move it outside the tackles. We talked about their running backs a little bit earlier. Like they're shifty. Like Petaway, he's a nice one-cut running back. He's a true freshman too, I believe. So that's a kid who I would not be shocked to see in the portal after this year
It's
and taking a step up.
It's his vision. I mean, his vision and, like you said, his one cut ability and the burst through the hole that is definitely setting him apart from others. And he's hard to bring down too, Keith. It's definitely not a arm tackle kind of guy. He will run through any and every arm tackle that is thrown his way. So that'll be a difficult spot for us to stop for sure. Passing game, I mean, I didn't see much that I was worried about when I watched the Cincinnati game. They had one play that we have highlighted in our clips that will show eventually that has a touchdown pass in the game, but it was more like a broken play of a touchdown pass. Outside that passing game, I'm not too worried. I trust our D line more than anything.
Yeah, I mean the D line is the one segment of the team that's earned the trust of the fan base. I feel like that's
Yep.
fair to say. The interior D tackles have played phenomenally against, especially against a team like James Madison, who that is their identity. They want to try and beat you up between the tackles and move the ball down the field, and then just made the game unplayable for Eastern Kentucky. You have Clev Lubin, Wes Bailey, AJ Green doing a phenomenal job coming roaring off the edges to leave almost no time to pass the ball. So, I mean, if we're talking about like Louisville players you are expecting to have a big game, I believe the conversation starts with the defensive line. But outside of the front seven on the defense, who's maybe one person you want to see from Louisville step up and have a good performance?
Well, TJ Quinn, for one, is going to have to step up in a big way because he's going to have to carry a lot more when it comes to leadership roles on the defense. That other linebacker wasn't playing in front of Stan Kwan for likely numerous reasons. It could have been not knowing the
Nah,
playbook.
Caper.
It could have been he's not better. Anything and everything in between that. But I like to lean a little bit more towards playbook. Uh, Twos tend to not twos, threes, fours. Scout team guys tend to not know the playbook as well as the ones. Shocker. So TJ Quinn is going to definitely have to play captain and be really, really loud out there, echoing every single call on the defense.
Yeah. And I mean, you've got TJ Quinn. I'll say TJ Capers for the sole sake of, hey, it's
Yeah,
your opportunity, kid. You came out of high school, like you were a 5-star before you reclassed, were a high 4-star. You're one of like the top 10 rated Louisville recruits ever. He's been sitting pretty patiently, sometimes impatiently, waiting for his time. Well, opportunity's here, kid. Let's see what you got. Go make the most of it. So I would,
exactly. That I guarantee you, that's the conversation that Mark Ivy had with TJ, likely Sunday night after they did their film. You know, Stan Kwan is. We know how long he's going to be done for. They likely knew a lot longer or a lot earlier
yeah,
than we did, and Ivy probably had that conversation on Sunday with him. So
yeah.
there's really no
So
better coach to have a conversation like that with, too. Like to put a fire under your ass to, this is my moment. That's what also gives me a lot of faith in this position is Mark Ivy.
yeah, and on the defensive side, I'm also curious to see if Bowling Green's offensive line is good enough to where our secondary can finally get tested and we can get an answer on some of these transfer portal guys like are they for real or not? Is our secondary going to be an issue or
I
not?
don't know if I don't know if you're going to get that, Keith. I mean, there were one-on-one matchups that I'm like
I
could
hope we don't
definitely
have to get
see.
that. I hope we don't have to have that question answered all season and our defense just ruins everyone's day. But
Yeah,
if
I'm
not,
definitely okay with that.
offensive side of the ball, I'm curious to see what the O line's going to look like. Like,
Oh
is
yeah.
is Trevante Sylvester back and in the starting lineup, or did we get teased with those tweets a little too early? If he is back, who ends up at that starting right tackle, and how does the line as a whole look? I know it's the me answer to say I want to see how the starting O line looks and what individual player. I guess Trevante Sylvester or the tackles, but that's the me
I
answer, and that's the cog that makes the or that's the straw that stirs the offensive drink.
I agree with you, Keith, that the offensive line is definitely going to be something to watch. Miller, I'm going to throw Miller Moss in there as well because you can kind of group those two together when it comes to the passing game. I mean, Miller was running around a lot, eyes not in the right spot when it comes to hot game, quick game plays. We highlighted week one the EKU interception that could have been avoided if he would have just looked at a different receiver that was right in front of him, or the other one that was also right in front of him. Uh, so for me, the offensive line, right, man, this is a game that if they're watching the Cincinnati game at all, they're saying, "Oh yeah, like we're getting our name back this week," because Cincinnati was getting 5, 10 yard pushes on these guys, and we've seen what a sat offensive line looks like, guys. I mean, at times they really flourish against teams like Bowling Green. So
Yeah. Well, no, I that might not be fair because I think a Satterfield offensive line, like I believe, is Kandra still up there, or did he end up making
no,
it to the league?
no,
Okay.
no. Andrew's been done for like 2 years, I
But
think
like
now,
the
maybe
offensive
one
line
year.
here was never bad under Satterfield. Like we didn't have
No,
any performances like we did against James Madison.
that's
Now,
true.
now
But they would be sitting. They should be sitting there licking their chops based off of what they saw against
they should be licking their
Cincinnati.
chops just because of how poorly they played against JMU. They should be pissed off and ready to hit somebody.
Right,
So
right. They should definitely be pissed. Pissed off is an understatement with how guys were getting beat across their face and getting beat on the inside. Just was not good. Not good.
yeah. Just one last one to toss in there. And again, this is again unfair of me to sort of critique him, so I'm not going to, but I'd like to see Duke Watson actually get a chance to run the ball instead of having hands on him as soon as he's taking a handoff, man. But again, all
Yeah.
goes back to the O-line. Uh, Now, we'll switch to the other side now. Bowling Green. For people who aren't digging up YouTube condensed games and diving into highlight reels, who are some of the players to watch out on the Bowling Green side?
You're gonna love this. I freaked. I think you know where I'm going with this too. If you've looked at the player sheet, I freaked out whenever I saw this kid's name, Gideon, ESPN Lamron. His middle name is legitimately ESPN. People, I swear on. I was on the Bowling Green team roster. Everything. Real middle name is ESPN. Now he's
I'm
got
pretty
13 tackles on the year, 21 or 13 solo tackles. Excuse me. 21 total tackles on the year. He's not. He's one of the names to watch out for, Keith. That one just got me fired up. I hope our announcers are like Gideon ESPN. I hope he's like. I hope they do full name for him.
I
The Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say Bowling Green, they've got a few fantastic names on their defense. Like they're putting together an all-name team just on the defensive side of the ball. Like
Cal L Pascal.
yeah,
That is phenomenal,
so
and
for
that is a ball player too.
yeah, he was one of the guys who I was hoping we were going to talk about. Like I'm not thrilled with all of their defensive backs, but this kid, as cheesy as it sounds, this kid's their Superman. Kal-El can make
Yes.
plays.
That's good. I see what you did there. That was good. But Cal also has 21 tackles on the year. Where he is setting himself apart is the one interception, one forced fumble. So he's the one on the back end that is definitely going to be trying to make plays. We could potentially get his eyes in the wrong spot, trying to be Superman, Keith. You know, Superman on the football field don't always pan out too well because they're trying to do a little bit too much. So hopefully we can get him there. How about Dorian Pringle?
This
How
kid
about
is
that
another one
Keith?
who's really
Another
good.
name.
Yeah.
Yes. Where he is, he's two forced
And he's a
fumbles on the year,
sophomore.
one interception. 2 forced fumbles on the year already. And 3 games they played? Yes, this kid will be in the portal next year.
This
for
kid-
sure, in my opinion.
I think this kid grew up watching Peanut Tillman tape. Like at Bowling Green as a whole, they do a fantastic job of just creating turnovers. Every tackle, they never just like wait and let a guy fall. They're always trying to dive in, make a play,
Right.
punching at the ball. Ball security, I hope, has been one of the highest preached concepts to our running backs and receivers because if you make one mistake, this Bowling Green defense can punish you. They are an opportunistic bunch when it comes to punching that ball out. That's watching Cincinnati, Liberty, fumbles everywhere.
Now, Pringle also has 6 TFLs on the year, Keith, and that obviously does not fare well for us at the linebacker spot versus our offensive line based off of what we saw against JMU. Those guys shooting gaps, tricking our O-line, being in gaps, and then faking a blitz, and then actually coming on the blitz once the head's turned. So this kid worries me for sure. Now, do I think he's going to go in here and wreck the whole game? But this is a name you'll be hearing on Saturday for sure.
It'll be one you probably hear a lot. And after the game, when they're exchanging pleasantries, we would never tamper. But if Coach Ivy maybe had an extended handshake and conversation with Pringle after the game, I wouldn't be opposed to it. This kid's a baller.
Just text him and tell him to wear his Apple Watch, and Ivy can wear his Apple Watch, and they can do like a tap of contact exchanges. You know what I mean? They can do that. See, me and Connor Stallions, we think alike.
How about on the offensive side of the ball, Vince? Who are some of the Bowling Green players who will be hearing their name called?
Buddy, do I have a name for you? Drew Pine from Notre Dame, Arizona, and Missouri.
Hey, you've played for a Walmart set.
Yes. I mean, clearly this kid's been all around the block. Not a bad ball player at all. He's definitely a completion type guy.
Better quarterback than what we've played this season.
Yes, better quarterback than what we've played this season. Definitely going to hit his rub routes. Not afraid to throw it to his running back on stuff. 2 touchdowns only on the year, so obviously not pushing the ball downfield very much, or when they are, not having a lot of success with it. But this is a veteran quarterback, and, I mean, you never know what could happen with this kid.
He can run a little bit. It's not his go-to option, but if the pocket collapses, if, say, he escapes from a Wes Bailey or Clev Lubin sack, like if they just get a hand on him and get washed by a tackle and he's able to run away, the kid can scamper a little bit.
Now, the other running back we're going to be hearing from is Kadarius Roberts, who has had 152 yards rushing on the year in their 3 games played. Not really going to be catching the ball out of the backfield much going to be catching the ball out of the backfield. 10 receptions.
Phew.
But
yeah, they've got.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say Roberts is one of those kids who I really, really like. He's got, I think he was officially announced with like 4.4 speed. Like, this kid's quick. He's a fast one.
He's fast. You can definitely see it once he gets past the line of scrimmage. He reminds me a lot of Hassan Hall once he hits the line of scrimmage, where the speed you can tell that this dude is just fast. So definitely one that we will be watching. Jaron Johnson, who's their leading wide receiver at 138 yards, who also has 10 receptions on the year. So that was the point I wanted to make with those two guys, is they equally have 10 receptions on the year. And, you know, that to me says that Pine's not pushing the ball downfield very much.
Yeah.
So you can't be having your running back and your leading receiver have equal amount of receptions. That's just weird.
I mean, hey, if you're going to be, especially first year as a head coach and you got brought in late, didn't have a ton of time to really install your scheme, feed the studs. If that's what you want to do, I don't blame him. And Kadarius Roberts, that kid's a stud. And then, Cameron Petaway, who I mentioned earlier, redshirt freshman running back, not as fast as Roberts, but man, that kid's got one cut and burst. Honestly, very similar to Jaws running style, where not overwhelming top end speed, but man, that kid can get to top speed quick out of a cut. So
yeah, I agree. They have some ball players to watch. Nothing for me personally, though, that I was sitting there too overwhelmed with, sitting there saying, "Oh, we can't handle this, can't handle that." You know, do you want to go ahead and throw up the PowerPoint of the plays so we can see some of these these guys in action?
I was just going to say, what are some of the biggest things you want to see, and we can talk about that as we walk through some of these Bowling Green plays that you're able to chop up for us.
Yes. So right here we are looking at. Go ahead and hit play. Hit the next clip, Keith. I should have just did straight videos on these. So we're going to see the speed that we're talking about right there, right around that 35-yard line. You see him hit that speed.
Yep.
And
sorry, I was wanting to be fancy. Pause it and just bop.
Like right about there, you see him hit that second level speed, and he's a good shifty guy. You see the split flow action right there from Bowling Green. That's something that a Scott Satterfield defense is definitely used to seeing, and colleges all around the country are really used to seeing it at this point. It's pretty basic stuff.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about, where not necessarily breakaway speed, but you can tell right here after the cut, you see him accelerate towards the sideline, and he's already full speed. That's that Petaway
Right.
kid who can really scoot.
Yep. He better put that back plate away. Break somebody's nose. Now, right here, this is the Bowling Green defense, and man, if they come out playing man-to-man coverage against us, Keith,
Oh, yeah.
watch it. It's going to be a bad day for the Falcons, even worse than what it is. Because right here, Sorsby is already looking to hit the switch route. Go back. I'll break this one down fully since I go back to the still shot. This formation right here is called troop right. So troop right, switch, X whatever, X stop, X go, X in, X slant. That's how they called this play. That's only because I know this playbook. And you see the switch right there. They run guys in. So it looked like they had some kind of like cover two man of some sort on based off them having two high safeties right there and then man-to-man coverage underneath. But it's just bad getting guys to run into each other. This is something we can definitely take advantage of. We have much better athletes on the outside than this.
Yeah, right here is where like screw up number one and then screw up number two right there. You see your safety almost getting screened by the Z receiver who ran the switch route in, leaving just a wide open one-on-one for the Y.
Yep.
And then it's too easy from there. Candy, baby.
Yep. Touchdown. Yep. Right here, I think this might be the touchdown. Go ahead and play this one out, Keith. No, this is the rub route. So what I was talking about earlier is this is what I'm definitely expecting Drew Pine to hit a lot of is stuff underneath, rub routes, things where our guys are going to be running into each other potentially. Just watch the linebackers here. You see, that still image, perfect pause right there, Keith. Right around the hash mark, you can see those two guys are standing right next to each other. Linebackers' eyes are on the quarterback, not looking at a receiver, not looking at anybody to cover, not looking for work, and it leads to an easy completion for Drew Pine.
It's almost like I watched this happen for 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot easier to talk about it on this end.
Right.
All right. Hit the next one right here. What do we have? Play it out. Yep, right here's the touchdown that we have. Yeah, no, this was a design play. This was a little bit of trickery that you have getting thrown in the mix by Bowling Green, faking the pitch, and then being able to hit the go route going down the sidelines. Again, Keith, like we talked about, that's just bad eyes from the linebackers, from the safeties in the back end. You can see it right there. Just nobody is looking for the right guy.
Yeah, another aspect of this play that goes underappreciated, you see this guard pull, and that draws this backside linebacker in because you're taught follow the guard. So while this play, it hits the fake sweep and he's able to hit the little honey hole on the cover two beater and score. On that backside, if you're running like a backside in or a drag or some sort of route across the middle, you can hit that backside. And if there's not safety help there, that's another play where bad eyes as a linebacker can get you beat.
100%. Yeah, you're seeing it in real time with ways that I don't think they're going to beat us, but definitely ways that they could give us some headaches.
But they can put some points on the board.
That is for sure. They can put points on the board. All right, hit the video for this one so we can see. Is that it? Is that all we got?
Yeah, that was the last one.
All right, perfect. Yep. So we were just throwing those in there just so you guys can see a little bit of what we were talking about. I know it's hard for us to articulate our words sometimes, so visuals help a lot of people, myself included, big picture book guy. What did you think though overall, like offense, defense? Like, what do you think of Bowling Green? Because personally, I was not too impressed with them as a whole.
So it's a weird sort of situation because watching the tape, I thought that they were more impressive than James Madison in the limited amount of time that I watched. But then James Madison came out and they played us really damn tough. Now, I don't know if so much of that result was more based on our mistakes and not being able to manage versus maybe Bowling Green having success against teams. I believe they covered against Cincinnati. I can't remember what that spread was. I know they lost by 14. So
now, if I had to say, Keith, matchups to watch, I know you talked about that before we started the PowerPoint. We didn't really talk about that during the PowerPoint, but what would be the number one matchup for you that you'd want to be watching?
The TJs versus their eyes. If that makes sense. Can you make the right reads, not be deceived by the offense, play your assignments correctly, and not get beat like we saw in a couple of those plays where, like on that last play where, yes, it was a cover 2 beater for the touchdown, but you saw both those linebackers get suckered and washed downfield, leaving the middle of the field open to get beaten for maybe a second or a third read for a quarterback. And a veteran like Drew Pine, if you give him time in the back, he'll find those. So that was one of the big matchups to watch. And then I just want to see O-line. Can we get some push against an opposing D-line? Like, I want to see us get a matchup and just be more physical than our opponent. We saw it a little bit against Eastern, but honestly, I wasn't too blown away with what we were doing. I want to see us play with a mean streak. Like, we didn't have any offensive linemen, like getting a D lineman pissed off and pushing them or getting lippy after a play. Like, I want to see a nasty edge to them. Come on, give me something, offense. You're not supposed to be nice guys. You're supposed to be the bullies.
So I'm with you on defense for sure. The TJs versus their eyes, the back end in general, the DBs. I mean, we saw right there that's just as much of a DB mess up as it is linebackers in a lot of ways. But offensively for me, I'm going to go away from the offensive line and go on the outside. I want to see these receivers matched up versus their DBs. This is, a secondary that Colin Lacey and Chris Bell should be looking at saying, okay, all we got to do is get open, and Miller Moss is just going to put it in the spot because we can beat these guys every single day that ends in Y. So for me, that's the matchup to watch. How open are these receivers, and is Miller Moss hitting these open wide receivers? So I know it all, that's the beauty of football, man. That's the beauty. You need the offensive line to block for those guys. You need the offensive line for that to work. You need the quarterback to deliver a good ball for the play to work. You need the receivers to get open. It's 11 people. That's why it's the beauty. It's the most beautiful sport ever.
There's a reason why the world calls football the beautiful game, and they're definitely talking about this football. No other football I've heard of, so...
That's
now,
the football I acknowledge.
I notice one player that you didn't put a feature on that I think could end up posing a major, major matchup problem for us. The team morale booster, Pudge the Cat. Social media phenomenon. Uncle Pudgy. He's got multiple different merch lines. He's got NIL deals now with multiple different pet food companies. He's taken the social media by storm. He's turned Bowling Green into a media darling. Everyone loves this Falcons team because they want to see Pudge win.
Who's
cat?
Long
snapper's cat.
There? Okay, long snapper's cat.
Eddie George actually
he's just like whatever.
Don't slander him too much because this is actually kind of like a really sad story. The long snapper, he was O-lineman in high school, didn't necessarily have D1 size. Mom gets him signed up for like coaching with a long snapping coach to like develop and become a long snapper. While they're out, I believe I can't remember how they end up seeing the cat, but they decide to adopt the cat. And they bring him in, and he starts doing well, and the long snapper's mother starts to do worse and ends up falling ill. So now the mother is no longer with us, sadly. And, so that's the story of how they got the cat. And then over the summer, like the long snapper just brought the cat to the facility, and one of the Bowling Green players has like a popular social media presence, did a recording like, man, practice so hard, we got to get a morale cat. And it was Pudge. And then, of course, like if you look at the guy's face, like he's so ugly, he's cute. Like I can't lie, I got a soft I got a soft spot for Pudge, man. Like he's my enemy this week, but he's a cute little guy.
We were close to having something similar to that in Greedy Vance's puppy in like 2019.
He looks like if they made a pug a cat.
Yeah, that's just an ugly cat.
No, Pudge is great. I love Pudge. But for this week, though, kick rocks, Pudge. You're the enemy. Although they do have him do some hard poses for some wins for Bowling Green. Hopefully we go a couple weeks without seeing that.
If I'm PETA, I'm looking at this. This is just terrible. This is awful.
Exposing this poor cat to loud noises.
That would be a damn shame if someone called PETA on Bowling Green.
So now, how do we stop Pudge? I think we have to have Louis posted up on the sideline, which Louis posted up
and just drop it all over the stadium.
And then notify the NCAA, have him drug test Pudge, get him suspended for a drug violation with catnip. Oh, love that. So now it's time for the last segment, and it's the against the spread prediction. Now, it's been a little bit since we did the James Madison preview show, but if you tailed us when we got James Madison, we got it when the point spread was 13.5. So winner, winner, chicken dinner,
There we go.
all around for everyone here. Now, the point spread for this game is on the wild side. It opened at, I believe, 27.5. And the point spread has just been plummeting ever since. And you can get it within the sort of the parameters that I put, like nothing, like odds have to be better than minus 120 to sort of be fair. You can get minus 25 even at minus 115 on Fanatics. If you're looking at betting Louisville, Louisville's a 25.5 point favorite by minus 110 on ESPN Bet. If you're feeling extra aggressive, it's minus 26.5 on Profit at minus 104 on Profit X and minus 105 at MGM Sportsbook as of when I looked, which was right before we started this recording. So dropped down since the line opened, and it looks like it's starting to inch its way back up. Because it's minus 110 odds, and that's the standard, we're going to go with the ESPN bets for this one, minus 25.5. Now, Jacob not here tonight. We text him trying to get his pick. I haven't gotten anything yet. We might be trying to bug him. If we doesn't have it, we'll get his pick. We'll take a screenshot of his text making his pick, and we'll post it on the Pink Seats Twitter to make it official when he does send it in, as long as he gets it before Saturday. I'm actually going to be tailgating with him Saturday, so worst case, I'll get an answer.
He has to tweet his pick out because it's got to keep the integrity of this challenge.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll get a pick out of him before the game starts for sure. And if he doesn't have a pick by Saturday morning when he's hanging out with me, I'll get him on video and I'll post it to the Pink Seats Twitter making his pick. So we're going official locked in 25.5 point line. Minus 110 right now is the best odds I could find at ESPN Bet. Always check multiple books. Make sure you get your one at least until one sponsors us. So with that being said, Vince, who you got?
I'm gonna say we. What are you thinking, Keith?
Oh, see, you just want to tail me. I know what this game is. It's a bit of a.
I'm gonna say we're gonna cover. All right, I'm putting pen to paper. We're gonna cover. This is a tricky one, Keith, because if we come out like we did against JMU, I'm not too confident in us covering. If we come out and I'm not even going to say look like we did against EKU, but just look like a more improved football team, I think we can improve or cover this for sure. So just to put pen to paper, I'm saying we cover. I'm not confident, though.
It is a tricky one because, I wasn't super high on James Madison going into the game. I thought we were going to run away with that one. We still ended up covering, but it wasn't pretty. So I don't know if maybe I wasn't high enough on James Madison. Maybe I didn't think enough of them, and I didn't give them proper respect.
I will eat my words for sure. I definitely was. You can throw me in that boat, Keith. If you want to hop in, you're more than welcome.
And it's a weird spot because I find myself feeling like I respect Bowling Green way more than I respected James Madison coming into our game. And now I don't know if that's because I actually got a chance to see them against a P4 opponent. And I think Cincinnati they're not bad. I think they're probably going to end up a middle of the pack Big 12 team, sort of a rebound year. Let's make things awkward. Scott Satterfield special. Dante Corleone's no slob on the defensive line. He's a darn good player. He's going to be an NFL draft pick. And Bowling Green held on just fine. So I don't know if we're going to overwhelm them in the trenches like we did James Madison to disrupt that running game so much. We still have a lot of question marks on the defense. And still, I find myself leaning the Cards just because the spread opened at 27.5. It's dropped a couple of points already. Crime syndicates are wrong 40% of the time, and I'm right there with you. I'm buying the dip before it rises back up to level. So give me the Cards. I'll give up the points. Let's roll with it. If we're going to sink on this ship, we're sinking together, Vince.
Yes, good, awesome, love it, love it.
So we got
We
a
still
couple of
have not
picks.
come up with a challenge yet for this.
Yeah,
So,
so Pink Seats
people in
Party
the
Deck.
comments, sound off. Pink Seats Party Deck, sound off in the YouTube comments of what we should be doing. Keith, we are working on getting him in a gym shortly to finish his punishment
Yeah.
for last year.
Yeah, I still got to serve that. We're just camera crews and getting everything because we want to do it. We want to do it right. It's definitely not because I've been dealing with a nagging shoulder injury the last 2 weeks that
Well,
has
I
been
mean, we could
driving
get
me
in there and
crazy.
record that with a phone and just record it and make it shitty, or we can actually do a good video out of it. And us deciding to do a good video out of it, I think is the best course of action.
Yeah,
So
I mean, that's of the same school. If you're going to do something, you do it right. And I want to make this as entertaining of a product as possible for you all.
do it
So
right, do
again,
it light, do it wrong, you do it long. Heard that a million times.
get it right, get it right, get it tight. So, for everyone who hopped in and joined us watching on Twitter, thank you so much for hopping in. And a big thank you to everyone who hopped in the Pink Seats Party Deck. We want to give a huge thanks to our sponsors here at the Digital Currents Corner studio, our friends over at Currents Corner. I believe this will be going up, well, the live show's out today. Tomorrow, Thursday, they'll have chili. They'll have the patty melt. They got the delicious burgers with locally sourced beef. Fantastic. Can't recommend it enough. And again, I'm getting in there Friday for that clam chowder. You know I'm
I
going to
think
be
me
in
and my
there around
dad might ride
lunchtime.
over there. Oh my god! If you get in around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock lunchtime, get that clam chowder. Oh, amazing. I think me and my dad are going to ride over before the Trinity Mail game. Side
Ooh, there
note,
you
little
go.
personal stuff. I'm really nervous about going to the Trinity Mail game. I'm like 1-8 on that field. I looked at my dad when he said, "Hey, let's go to the game Friday." I was like, "You know where it's at, right?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Man, I guess if you're saying let's go, let's go." But yeah,
Well, best of luck to your Rocks, mainly because I don't know anyone that went to Mail personally. So, yeah,
thank you,
go for you guys.
Preston
Go.
Meyer.
Oh, Presley was a Mail guy. Didn't know that. The more you
Yeah.
know. Don't let the running Rebels of Owen County get hot. They've won 2 in a row, and now they're done at home for the rest of the season. They're doing a complete field renovation in Owen County and getting started
Okay.
now. So they're done
Hey,
for
the
the rest of the
JCP, are
year.
they getting a turf field?
I'd have to dive into the details. I would assume they're going to do turf because we've had like a super sloped
Right.
natural grass field for way too
Little off
long.
topic, the turf field renovations that have been done to JCPS schools around the city just look beautiful.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean, I
right by
drive past
Wagoner and I
Wagner.
pat.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's where I was going every day, man. It looks beautiful. J-Town High School looks amazing with turf fields. So shout out to JCPS for doing that.
Yeah. So again, huge thank you to our friends over at Currents Corner. Huge thank you to our friends over at Burn Boot Camp. There'll be an ad read in the recorded episode. Hop in, check that out, and definitely check out that promotion. There's a lot of cool stuff going on over there. We got another episode coming up at a Burn location here soon. Be ready for that. And huge thank you to you all for tuning in and for joining in the Pink Seats Party Deck and coming and chatting with us as we get ready to take down the Bowling Green Falcons. For the next few days, Pudge the Cat, you are a bad kitty. I hope that you get dampened with a spray bottle and you didn't even misbehave. And then after the game we can reevaluate. But until then,
Just picture if all
bad
50,000
kitty.
of us if we all bring catnip and we all just sprinkle it around that stadium, that cat would
Oh
go
man.
crazy. That would be too. If I'm a player, I might. If I was a player, I might do that.
Pudge tripping off the Zaza.
That would be so funny. Just
All right.
they're like, oh, let's tune over to Punch the Cat. And it's just tweaking out over there on the sideline on catnip. Yeah, can see it now.
Oh man. All right. We have meandered long enough. So we're going to hop out of here, give you all the rest of your evening. Hope to see you all out there Saturday. Shaping up to be a gorgeous day. We're on the death throes of summer, man. Just got a couple more days of heat left, and then we're going to be back. Still nowhere near as bad as Georgia Tech last year. Hope to see you all out there. It's going to be a nooner. Cardinal Stadium's going to be raucous. It's going to be rowdy. It's going to be great. We'll have B-Sims on the street. Hop into the State of Louisville YouTube. Subscribe, unsubscribe, resubscribe, comment on the videos, like the videos. Hop on over to the socials. Instagram at the State of Lou. Twitter at the State of Lou. At Pink Seats Pod. Thank you again for tuning in. And as always, go Cards.
Go Cards.
And now I'm going to
Shuffle
leave
my
a
papers.
Yep, leave a buffer so that we can end this and I actually get the end of the episode. And if you all are still here, why? What are you doing? It's about to get real weird.